Greetings, young squire. Just so you know, I'm not just any old talking owl. I've got the transplanted brain of the famous philosopher John Locke in me. Well, speaking of being unlucky, I have been informed that you must annihilate a battleship from the Celestial Empire that's hiding over. Before we attack the battleship, we'll need to destroy these 3 hen ships first and take control of this planet. I will teach you. Now, you see all those lovely yellow dots at the bottom of the screen? That, my friend, is your metamatter reserve. This, you can pan the camera with the help of the WAS. Try to move the camera around. Stupendous! Now that you know the basics, time for some flicking. The first ship we will learn about is the torpedo ship. Time to practice. Select your torpedo ship, choose the propel action at the bottom, and flick your torpedo ship into the circle a bit higher on the screen. Sublime! Now, flick your torpedo ship again into the next circle, but this time, hold down spacebar so the camera follows the ship as it moves. In Conflicks, each action has a metamatter cost, indicated by the yellow dots around their action icon. Your flagship has its own in-house aboard, which generates small. Each action also has a cooldown time, represented by a circular gauge around each. Now, let's see how you handle yourself in a combat situation. Flick your torpedo ship near the hen ship that you can find just a little higher on the screen, and again while holding down spacebar. To fire a torpedo, click reduce this enemy hen ship to rubble with a torpedo. Devastating! 1 hen ship down, 2 to go. The second ship we are going to use is the patrol ship. Even if they are weak, patrol ships are quick, very maneuverable, and perfect. Time for a real flick. Select your patrol ship and try to flick it into the destination circle. Ships automatically attack each other when in range. A ship's shield bolts are represented by the thin black line going around its magnetic field. Good job! Now, for that last hen ship, we'll use a corvette. The corvette has a good range, a good armament, and a pretty resistant shield too. Also, it is... What's this? A wormhole just opened. Let's use it to our advantage. Select your corvette and flick it into the wormhole to the left while holding down spacebar the whole time so the camera follows. Nice work! Show this enemy hen ship who the real rooster is here. Try to bump head-on into the enemy hen ship with your corvette. This way, it'll crash onto the planet. Don't be afraid to use a little extra force. Impressive, is it not? Now that the planet lacks any sort of defense, let's checkerform it by sending in our own hen ship. Hen ships carry billions of laying hens, and they can make any planet inhabitable with their chicker-forming ray. Once they select your hen ship and try to flick it onto the resupply station to the top of the screen. When a ship stops on top of a resupply station, it can be flicked again without weight and without costing any metamatter. Use of these facilities is imperative in the movement of your fleet. Can't be wasting our entire supply of metamatter now. Flick your hen ship to the target in close orbit to the planet. Fascinating! The chicker forming process has commenced. First, your hen ship must remove any remaining enemy chickens. You can see how far along the cleansing process is with the gauge in the middle of the planet. The more hen ships you have chicker forming the same planet, the faster the process will be. Now, we must wait until your chickens have covered the entire planet before you can start harvesting metamatter with the help of your hen ship. Controlling a planet not only helps us generate metamatter faster, but it also expands the capacity of our metamatter reserve. With a larger capacity, we will be able to perform more actions and create advanced ships. The planet is ours! But what's that? Our enemy is taking advantage of the wormhole to attack us! We can't have that! Devastate them with our pyroclastic flow! Most actions are performed by flicking your vessel. Some actions, however, are performed instantly. These are called auto actions. Simply double-click their icon to activate them. Or we'll show them! Double-click on the pyroclastic flow action of your flagship. Retaliation! It's time we start to build a fleet. Let's create 2 ships, a frigate and a destroyer. First, the frigate. Select the Create Frigate action and execute a flick on your flagship to start the creation process. There you go. Frigates can travel vast distances and can link vessels together with tractor beams. Now, let's create a destroyer the same way you just did a frigate. Destroyers are very powerful vessels and have a lot of firepower. However, they are quite slow and require at least 1 extra unit of metamatter. Since the destroyer is a slow ship, we'll link it to our frigate with a tractor beam and move them together with a single flick. Select your frigate, select the tractor beam action, and perform a flick with your frigate. Don't forget to get the destroyer in range of your... The frigate is now towing the destroyer. You can move both ships by selecting the propel action on the frigate. Select your frigate, choose the propel action, and flick it to the destination at the top right, near the enemy battleship. If you need a little extra help aiming, simply activate the navigation assist by double-clicking the corresponding action icon before doing your flick. The frigate is now towing the destroyer. Select your frigate, choose the propel action, and flick it to the destination at the top right, near the enemy battleship. If you need a little extra help aiming, simply activate the navigation assist by double-clicking the corresponding action icon before doing your flick. That, my friend, was one hell of a flick! A frigate can tow as many ships as you want, but the metamatter cost to move is increased by 1 for each additional vessel. Also, unlink the destroyer by double-clicking on its cancelled tractor beam. Time for the final showdown! Select your destroyer, launch a repulsion torpedo at the enemy battleship, then sit back and watch the fireworks! At last, the sector is ours. With the maneuvers I have taught you, you are ready to lead your very own space fleet. What happens next is up to you. There's only so much I can teach you. As John Locke famously wrote in an essay concerning human understanding, no man's knowledge here can go beyond his experience. Or wasn't it something more like, beyond his incompetence? If only I could be more than 95% sure.